churning the sparring partners out and abusing them a little bit. So we had to pick up a couple extra sparring partners. He caught one of the sparring partners a couple of days ago with a solid punch and put him down. You know, the kid was all right. You know, by the time he woke up, man. But you never want to. First of all, you never want to see that happen to a sparring partner or anybody in training. You know, when you're training, the kid's doing a good job. You know, names aren't needed. He's doing a great job in camp. He's making Willie think. And some of the rounds, he kind of pushed Willie. He's 178 pounds. You know, he's nice and long, and he pushed Willie to the point where Willie had to turn it up on him a little bit to keep him back. Things like that happen, you know. So, which is all great signs on our part, showing that Willie's timing is there, Willie's aggression is there. You know, Willie's doing the right things to make the turn to peak on fight night, and that's really what it's about. Right? You want to go through the camp and get into that mode of fight mode, get that kill switch going, and you don't want to flick the switch too soon. But you don't want to flick the switch too late, right? You want to have that thing timed perfectly for fight night. So we've adjusted, you know, like, I mean, we're in America, man. We're going to a different time zone. We've adjusted time of training to suit time of day that we're going to fight over there, right? So one thing about myself is that I'm a militant, right? So I'm a guy from the United States Army who's traveled the world in combat, who's trained soldiers for battle in real combat, you know, and when you're traveling time zones, it takes 7 to 14 days to acclimate, and you know what? One good jump on that is to change your bedtime prior to leaving to that time zone. Is to train your training hours prior to leaving that time zone, to acclimate early. And you know what? We're not going to miss a beat once we touch ground over there.
Because Willie is in great shape and he's always active in the gym, are you worried that Billy Joe Saunders might come in overweight on purpose and kind of demanding Willie to kind of accept the proper weight that what's supposed to be?
Well, if that's the way he wants to lose the title, that's his prerogative. You know, we're not traveling all the way to the UK not to fight. Right? We want to fight the best. You know what? Right now, hats off to Billy Joe. He's got that belt on loan. We're coming to take that title. He's not a bad fighter. You know, we understand that, but he's not a better fighter than Willie. Right? He goes into this, oh, Willie quit against Triple G stuff and this and that. It was a learning experience, you know what I mean? If Willie was a real quitter when he lost to Darnell Boone and his whole team dropped him and left him for dead pretty much, then he would have gave up there. And him and I decided to rebuild the team and stick together and keep moving forward. You know, a champion learns from a loss, right? That's what makes a real champion, is when you can face adversity and bounce back, right? And guess what? They counted us out. They didn't want to give us another chance. Many promoters. We talked to multiple promoters, after that when our contract was over with Banner, just to see what was out there. A lot of them didn't show interest. Banner stuck by us, and you know, we stuck by Banner, so that's what it was, right? So he calls Willie a quitter. I call Willie a champion. He's already won, right? He's already won. Now it's just time to go over there and solidify it. We're not worried about Billy Joe. If he wants to lose that title on the scale, by all means, go ahead and lose it on the scale. I'm looking at you, Billy. Lose it on the scale. We're coming over there to fight. Whether you're 5 pounds heavy, guess what? You're gonna pay the price. You want to lose some money? Come over 5 pounds heavy. If you want to lose that title on the scale, that's you. We're still going to win that title regardless. Whether you're 5 pounds over, 4 pounds over, 3 pounds over, you're going to pay some money up, and you're going to lose the belt regardless.
TJ, do you feel that fighting in the UK, Willie has to do something out of the ordinary to solidify his victory over Billy Joe Saunders?
I'm going to put it like this. With all due respect to Gabe Rosado, a great fighter. I like Gabe, you know. We went on his guy's card and his guy's show and shut him out. You know, they were nice and gave him a few rounds in there, you know, to be politically polite. But if you go back and relook at the fight, we swept him, right? If you could sweep a guy like Gabe Rosado, who's 5 times better a fighter than Billy Joe, I mean, we're going in there to do what we need to do to get him out of there. We're going in there to do what we need to do to be the victor at the end of the fight and have our hand raised at the end of the fight. So we're not really worried about his skill level. We're not worried. obviously that plays effect, right? We're looking at it and building strategy off of him, but I don't think there's even people saying right now he's losing weight too fast, that he's on something. You know what? There's not a chemical in the world that can save his ass. There's not a chemical in the world that can give you skill, right? It'll make you a little stronger, or maybe take a punch here and there, but I hope that he is a clean athlete. I know I have a clean athlete. We were ready for the VADA testing. We still are. He'll piss in the cup today, pass the testing. He'll piss in the cup tomorrow. He'll piss in the cup the day we get off the plane to pass that testing. So we know we got a clean athlete, right? But there's, like I said, there's not a chemical in the world that can give him the skill and the ability to enter the ring where it enhances his actual skill level. It may enhance his energy level and his punching abilities, but you ask me, he's not that strong of a guy anyways.
Do you feel that basically Willie, this camp, something has to be different? Has anything changed in the direction as far as power, as speed?
There's a lot that has changed. Unfortunately, I don't want to get into that on camera. I don't want to get into that prior to the fight. But we've implemented new strategies. We've implemented new tactics. We've implemented new sayings. I mean, we've done some things quite differently to the aspect of bigger, better, faster, stronger, smarter. You name it, we're thinking about it, right? We're kind of that saying, "Don't reinvent the wheel." Well, we reinvented the wheel. Right? We're getting back to things that makes Willie Monroe Jr. Willie Monroe Jr. Some of the fun things that he likes to do, some of the movements that he likes to do. There's been punches he's been asked not to throw in prior camps, and when those punches would have landed in the fight or worked for him in the fight by other trainers. You know what I mean? And nothing against anybody, but you can't take away what works for a fighter, right? You can't take away the tools that highlight that fighter's skills, right? So we've implemented, kind of going backwards, to add things to him that he used to do, add things to him that he wants to add to the fight game, right? And that's how we're moving forward.
Do you feel like Billy Joe Sanders' power will be something that's tested for Willie that he's never seen before?
Come on, man. We already faced the boogeyman. We've already faced the boogeyman. Triple G. He ain't hitting harder than Triple G. He's not hitting harder than Rosado. He's damn not hitting harder than Darnell Boone. I mean, Darnell Boone's 19-19 right now, but Willie, when Willie fought him, he was a cagey fighter. He was a good fighter. And guess what? Darnell Boone was that gatekeeper that if you sleep on him, he's going to put you in your place, right? He's a good fighter. He's no Darnell Boone. And if you look at the fight when Willie fought Darnell Boone, it's questionable. It's very questionable if Darnell Boone really won that fight. The fans were booing. The judges had it split. It wasn't a clear-cut win. Like most people felt Willie won. Right? I felt Willie won too, but we've already faced the boogeyman. So what's he gonna do that Triple G didn't hit us with? What's he gonna hit us with? What's he gonna load his gloves? He got to load his gloves to hit like Triple G.
TJ, final words?
Get ready for a fun fight. Get ready for a fantastic showing. Get ready for that belt to come to the USA.
So we're gonna see Willie Monroe, a different Willie Monroe, explosive on September 16th.
You're going to see an explosive Willie Monroe Jr. You're going to see an elusive Willie Monroe Jr. This is our fight to win, right? We're going to highlight Willie's skills, and Billy Joe is just going to be in awe of what we present.